Look, I need to tell you something that's probably going to piss you off. That girl you're seeing right now? The one who acts all sweet and supportive? She's testing you. And before you close this video thinking I'm some bitter guy trying to ruin your relationship, hear me out, because what I'm about to share might save you from wasting months or even years with someone who sees you as a toy rather than a partner. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Some women, not all, but some, have figured out that the easiest way to keep a guy hooked is to keep him guessing. To keep him working for approval he should already have. And they've developed these subtle little tests that tell them exactly how much power they have over you. The crazy part? Most guys fail these tests without even knowing they're being tested. So when she texts you, "We need to talk," and then does not respond for 3 hours, watching to see if you'll blow up her phone with increasingly desperate messages, that's not an accident. When she mentions her ex just to see your reaction, studies your face for that flash of jealousy, that's not a slip of the tongue. These are deliberate moves designed to measure exactly how much real estate she occupies in your head. The first way she's testing you is through manufactured urgency. She'll create these false emergencies that require your immediate attention. Not real emergencies, mind you. Her actual tire isn't flat. She's not stranded somewhere. But suddenly, she absolutely needs you to help her move a piece of furniture right now, or she needs your opinion on something that could easily wait until tomorrow. Or she needs you to cancel your plans because she's having a crisis that somehow resolves itself the moment you show up. What she's really doing is checking to see if you'll drop everything for her, if you'll abandon your boundaries, your schedule, your own life the second she snaps her fingers. And look, helping your partner is important. Being there for them matters. But there's a massive difference between being supportive and being a trained dog who comes running every time she rings the bell. The guys who fail this test are the ones who immediately start rearranging their entire existence around her manufactured drama. They cancel gym sessions, blow off their friends, reschedule important stuff, all to prove they're available whenever she needs them. And you know what happens? She loses respect. Because deep down, she wanted you to have enough self-respect to say, "I can help you tomorrow, but I've got commitments today." Then there's the validation game. This one's sneaky because it looks like insecurity on the surface. She'll say things like, "I look so fat in this," or "I'm probably not as pretty as the girls you used to date," or "You must think I'm stupid for not understanding this." And your instinct, because you're a decent guy, is to immediately shower her with compliments and reassurance. But here's what's really happening. She's not actually insecure about any of this. She's checking to see if she can make you perform on command. Can she press a button and watch you scramble to make her feel better? Can she use emotional vulnerability as a weapon to get attention whenever she wants it? The test isn't about whether you think she's attractive. It's about whether she controls when and how you express your feelings. The guys who pass this test don't ignore her or dismiss her feelings. They respond honestly but calmly. They might say, "You know, I think you're beautiful," and then move on with the conversation instead of launching into a 10-minute monologue about her perfection. They don't let manufactured insecurity derail their entire evening. Number 3 is the jealousy audit. She'll casually mention other guys, a coworker who's funny, an ex who reached out, some random dude who hit on her at the coffee shop. And then she watches. She's looking for that tightness in your jaw, that shift in your energy, those questions that reveal you're threatened. This isn't about her actually wanting these other guys. Most of the time they barely exist, or they're so irrelevant to her that mentioning them should be meaningless. But she wants to know if she can make you feel replaceable, if she can remind you that she has options and watch you squirm. Because if she can, that means she's the prize and you're just lucky to have her. The reality is, secure people in healthy relationships don't play these games. They don't need to manufacture jealousy to feel desired. When she tells you about some guy hitting on her, a confident response is, "That's nice," or, "Well, you are attractive, so that makes sense," and then changing the subject. You're not threatened because you know your worth. You know that if she wanted to be with someone else, she would be. The compliance test is number 4, and this one destroys more relationships than almost anything else. She'll make small, seemingly innocent requests that slowly escalate over time. First, it's, "Can you not hang out with the guys this weekend?" Then it's, "I don't really like your friend Mike. He's a bad influence." Eventually it becomes, "I need you to check in with me throughout the day so I know you're thinking about me." Each request seems reasonable in isolation, but together they're building a cage. She's checking to see how much of yourself you're willing to give up for her approval, how many of your friendships, hobbies, and personal boundaries you'll sacrifice to keep her happy. And the sick part is, the more you sacrifice, the less she respects you. Women don't actually want a guy with no backbone. They say they do. They say they want someone agreeable and flexible and accommodating. But watch what they respond to. They respond to men who have their own lives, their own standards, their own non-negotiables. Because that signals value. That signals you have options. That signals you're choosing her, not desperately clinging to her. Here's where it gets really twisted. The apology extortion. She'll get upset about something small, blow it completely out of proportion, and then wait. She's not actually mad about whatever happened. She's measuring how quickly you'll debase yourself to get back in her good graces. Will you apologize for things you didn't do? Will you take responsibility for her emotions? Will you beg and plead and grovel until she decides to forgive you? Guys who fail this test end up in relationships where they're constantly apologizing. They're walking on eggshells, trying not to trigger her next emotional explosion. They start believing they're the problem, that they're too insensitive or too selfish or too whatever she's accused them of being today. They lose themselves trying to be the perfect boyfriend who never upsets her. But here's the truth she doesn't want you to know. Healthy partners take responsibility for their own emotional reactions. They don't punish you with silence or coldness or withdrawal until you've adequately groveled. They communicate like adults, express their feelings, and move forward. When someone keeps you in the doghouse indefinitely, that's not about resolving conflict. That's about maintaining power. The final test, and this one's the most revealing, is the priority audit. She'll deliberately schedule something on a night she knows you have plans. She'll plan a trip during your buddy's bachelor party. She'll need you for something right when you're supposed to be at the gym or working on your business or doing literally anything that does not involve her. And then she watches to see what you choose. Because if you consistently choose her, even when it means breaking commitments to yourself and others, she knows she's won. She's the center of your universe. Everything revolves around her. Your life exists to service her needs and desires. The guys who maintain their self-respect understand that a healthy relationship enhances your life. It doesn't consume it. They keep their commitments. They maintain their friendships. They protect time for their goals and interests. And paradoxically, women respect them more for it. Because it demonstrates that they're with her because they want to be, not because their entire identity depends on her approval. Now look, I'm not saying every woman does this consciously or maliciously. Some have learned these patterns from past relationships or from watching their friends manipulate guys. Some do it unconsciously because it's been modeled for them their entire lives. And some, honestly, are just toxic people who get off on control. But regardless of intention, the effect is the same. These tests slowly erode your self-respect, your independence, and your sense of reality. You start questioning yourself constantly. You become hyper-focused on her moods and reactions. Your nervous system is always activated, always waiting for the next test, the next emotional landmine. The solution isn't to become cold or distant or to play games back. It's to have genuine self-respect and enforce your boundaries naturally. It's to build a life so fulfilling that no single person can threaten your sense of identity. It's to choose partners who see manipulation as beneath them, who value mutual respect over power dynamics. Because here's what I want you to understand. You deserve a relationship where you're not constantly being evaluated and tested, where your partner trusts you and treats you like an equal, where love isn't conditional on your performance in these manufactured scenarios. Those relationships exist, but you'll never find one if you're too busy jumping through hoops for someone who sees you as a puppet rather than a partner.